Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen. Do you like playing with metallic watercolor? This is a super simple tutorial for beginners or even skilled painters. Just using metallic watercolor. I have the whole little palette here. I have an additional one that I used from another palette. And I have a link in my description box for some of these palettes that I use. And look at how beautiful. You're just painting some simple leaves and then you're adding metallic. I go over this step by step. Really kind of simple. No need for a trace. You can find a maple leaf shape anywhere across on the internet. And if you're a Patreon member, you get the additional one with the black paper. And if you want to be a Patreon member, click the link in the description box below to join my Patreon, where I have exclusive tutorials and extended ones, all kinds of goodies. And you get the first dibs on watercolor workshops and retreats. And it really pays off because my last watercolor workshop I just posted sold out in just a few hours, only on Patreon, and it didn't even go public. So, without further ado, let's get started. All right, to start, we'll go over some supplies. I have Arch 100% cotton cold pressed paper. I just drew a simple maple leaf here, one here, and then twisted it, one here. You can download a million maple leaves online, vector images, outlines, or just grab one from your yard if you happen to be near leaf country, or, you know. I have metallic paints here. This is a bunch of golds, and then I have this other one with colors. I'll probably just end up using this wonderful burgundy color here. And I have a link in my Amazon shop for some metallics that's similar to this. I don't know these. I got these such a long time ago. I don't know where this brand is, so I can't really tell you which one exactly that I have. So I've just, like I said, I've drawn out some maple leaves on this. We'll start off with that simple card. This is super fun. So just like you're going to paint a fun little maple leaf, we're going to just do some wet on wet. You take any brush that you feel comfortable with that's got a nice point to it. I could use a Princeton Neptune or even just with aqua lead. I'll use a 12. The thicker, the wider the paintbrush, the better, easier, faster it can go. You can make the colors you want to make a little bit dark. So either browns or burgundies. I have this burnt sienna here. And burnt umber, maybe add a little Paynes gray, play around with some browns, even add a little red. So I've got pyro, Rubin here. You can play around with making these colors, mixing them all, grabbing some water on your brush. And then we're going to just kind of play with putting the color in. This is pretty wet. Now I'm going to just see how wet and it's just beating up because it's so wet? Well, you can just kind of take that paint and use that what's right there. Don't keep grabbing more paint. You can keep grabbing more paint, but you can use it, kind of push that paint around. Show them who's boss. See, this has got a great point to it. Just using that point like this, and then just pushing down on the belly of the brush. I love the bigger brushes that holds more paint. You don't want to keep going back and back and back and back and forth, grabbing paint. And it goes a lot faster. And we kind of want to go a little fast because we want to have a nice little bleed here. See, I'm just kind of using that same paint, wiggling in here. And it doesn't have to be a maple leaf. You can just do a generic looking leaf, you know, or oak leaf, whatever. I'm not going to do the stem. I'm going to save that for our fun metallic. So while it's still damp, let's play with bleeding in some color. We can make a little darker brown, thicker paint consistency here. See, I'm adding some more burnt umber, and I'll add some Paynes gray. And you kind of dot it and bleed in some color. And then you go like this, you're just bleeding in some browns, just dippy dot, deeper, darker browns. Woohoo! I like to do it on the edge. It looks better on the edge. And you can make one section a little bit more darker than the others. It looks a little more natural, like it's turned the color. Maybe add some red in there. Really kind of pretty, right? So for the second one, I wouldn't keep the same colors, maybe make it a little more orange. I've got this brilliant orange. I'll water this down, grab some yellow, but I don't want it super light. Remember I told you, it's hard to see the metallic in here. So again, same premise, just kind of go in here, quickly. I like to go fast. And this paper soaks it up like a sponge, so it dries fairly quickly. Filling in all the shapes. Got a nice point here. And again, we're going to bleed in some color. Do, 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 do. Okay, so maybe bleed in some browns. Oops. I grabbed blue by accident. Even thicker cadmium red light or whatever, or even some pyro. We can make it a little bit deeper, darker orange. Keep it in the orange family, or even bright orange. So I had some browns, some oranges. You can tippy tap. Again, the edges always look better when you're tapping those. You can put some in the middle. I'll grab some more brilliant orange. So it's more in the orange family than it is in the brown family. You want to throw a little yellow in there. Throw some yellow in there. Cadmium yellow deep. And we're going to leave that and let that dry. And we're going to come back. So let it dry, let it soak in, and we'll come back. All right, now that it's dry, I'm going to activate my little paints over here. I'm going to take a liner brush. This is a Princeton Umbria number 4. And I have a lot of golds. Obviously, I've used this one a lot. I'll spray this a little bit, get this activated. And you can pick whatever golds you like. This is really bright, intense gold. It's a little bit muted kind of gold. And we've got another gold back here. And I think this one, I also have 2 paint gold. This is just simple because I have all those colors right here. And we'll use the liner brush for the veins. And we're going to go right in here. Now, if it's not thick enough, you might need to have less water so you can see the metallic more. And just make a nice line going straight down. And then you do the veins. And lots of little stemmies off that. And look how cool that looks. This is a subtle way to play with your metallics if you haven't tried it. So just like you do like a tree branch, you're doing the branch here. You could also outline them if you didn't want to just do this kind of doodad. And I love, look at that. I'll put a little, oh, it's a little too thick. That's okay. I wanted it more delicate, but you know, sometimes it happens. And so then we'll go here. And we'll do our little branches. Sometimes it's better if you twist it around like this. So I made this a little bit more curvature type branches. Isn't that sweet? Simple as pie. Another thing is, because they're kind of boring like this, I would just grab a nice big brush and some of the metallic paint and do a little splatter. It just gives it a little something, and you might have to add some more water to it to get nice big splatters. Bigger brush, bigger splatter, smaller brush. Well, these ones are kind of small. Sometimes they come out big too. I do my tutorials in real time, people, so if I'm screwing up, you'll know what's going to happen. It's kind of pretty, right? That's just a simple way to start doing metallics. We'll put that aside. Great little card to play with. Now we can do some other things. Again, using the same color as we played with, I'm going to grab a slightly smaller brush. 8/8 long round by Princeton. It's the Velvet Touch series. Let's use some of the colors we've already used here. And we'll start to make some stems. So just kind of go down like this. And he's going to push it this way and that way, making some nice autumn stems. Push down and kind of pull back, making compound strokes. Push down and come back. Push down. You're just going like this. So now we're going to make some autumn fauna. Really kind of sweet. And you just kind of keep turning it, making simple leaves I'm pulling a nice skinny stem to that stem. So it's a left and a right, curve and a curve, and then fill it in, and just pull that stem in there. See, left, left, right. Kind of tweak these guys up here. Again, maybe grab some burnt umber, Paynes gray, mix it up. You can make some acorns, whatever you want to do, more leaves. I'm not going to crisscross out this way, right? Zoom in a little bit more. Okay. And just make, again, you can make more leaves of berries, stems. I'm going to go like this. Kind of funky. And then make little stems off that. So it's like a nice little branch. Nice and deep and dark colors. And we can use metallics for berries. I want to kind of, that's such a color you're going right to, your eye is going right to. So let's make a kind of like a leaf in here, brown. I'm just going to kind of wiggle this leaf. Almost like an oak leaf. See how I'm going, so it's a wiggle, and then bringing back down to the stem. And then you just go like this. Again, leaves, acorns. An acorn would be kind of cute, so you can just, it's like a half smile, right? Fill it in, semicircle. The darker part, and then we wait for that to dry. Put a little stem there, and we'll do a lighter one. I have to wait for that to dry. While that's drying, you can take some, I don't know, pyro red, whatever colors work for you. We're just gonna make some, again, just simple fauna. Let's put another one down here. And if it bleeds, so what? Again, simple leaves. Don't make things so complicated for yourself. The same kind of leaves, but maybe just kind of, see how I'm scrunching them closer to the stem. And then now this is dry, I can go over this. That's why I love watercolor. You have that translucent look when it changes color, when it's on top of another color. Nice and translucent. The consistency of the paint, I talk about this often, is like tea, coffee. Think of how thin and light tea and coffee is. So now we have the transparency happening. Really kind of pretty, right? By now, we can take our lovely little acorn. Now there's a lot of oranges here. I'm going to just remove some of this paint and just lighten up the brown. Could add a little yellow in there. A lot of water, but I always tap it on my paper towel, get rid of the excess water. So then we have a nice color here, the acorn. So you just kind of go out, do a little point, come back in. Mine got a little crazy. Yes, my shape. But the beautiful thing is that since this is a dark color, I can always go back over this, even with thicker paint. So the burnt umber and Paynes gray, and kind of pull it back out a little bit more, a little bit thicker. You can play around with that all the time. And I'll just do something over here too. Let's just do some kind of yellowish. So I'm grabbing some yellow paint and mixing it in with the colors I had. And I'll do a little stem and a little kind of funky wiggle, kind of, I don't know, fauna. Could be like a ginkgo leaf. So it looks kind of wiggly like this. And I'll let that dry. So it's like a V, but it has little bumps. I'm just painting a V. I'm going to get a little bit darker with my brown here. It needs another pass. It's just not dark enough. We want that highlight with the gold. And if you want to put another pass in some of these leaves, or here and there, you don't have to. Maybe some are a little bit lighter than the others. It's the beauty of playing with watercolor. You can go back on top of it again and again and again. Even with the same color, by the way, and it will change the color. It will just make it darker. Look how pretty that looks. Simple as pie. So again, we're gonna let this dry and come back. Now with using the metallic again, with the same brush by the way, here we go with the golds. Get on my brush. I would do the acorn. You're kind of crossing it. Little lines that curve and then cross them like that. Beautiful little cute acorn. Do a little highlight, like a line here and a little line here. Maybe grab the brighter gold or whatever gold you have and do the same technique with the line down the vein, down the leaf here. Going in the stem, adding the little veins like I did before. And if you want to use the same gold, because it's very bright gold, going up on this like ginkgo leaf, these little lines kind of forming it, and simple lines just going down here too. That's why I say the darker the better. You see the gold more. Just one line going down here. Now for those blackish gray stems, just a simple line. You're just slightly getting the fun metallic in there, right? This guy, you grab this, like I have a copper kind of looking one. I even have this color one, this burgundy, which is really, really pretty. Metallic. You can find tons of metallic colors. I'll activate this little guy. And it's metallic and it'll be perfect for berries. So just like a simple... Now I'm going to do a combination, almost like you were finding... I'm like brain cramp here. Bittersweet out in the field. Yeah, brain cramp. Oops, what was I saying again? I don't remember. Circular motion, just the simple dots. I know you can paint those. Look how pretty this looks. And use this metallic color if you want to go in here and add like some fun with some of these. You know, it doesn't have to just be gold on there. You can do a light color and do this metallic burgundy. I like to cluster it a little bit. And then I'm going to grab the gold one, the bright gold one. Now it's like, this is really cakey. It's almost like gouache. It's really thick. And put it down and look at that. Look how cute. Very, very sweet. Just play with some paint. I like metallic watercolors for the fall and for Christmas. It's kind of funky. You know, and again, you can splatter a little bit. Add a little something special. I don't always suggest doing that with everything, but right there, really quick, two simple, sweet little cards. You could use this for cards. You could use it for placemats for Thanksgiving. You could do some small variations of this. Metallic is so pretty. You know, you can put it in a gold frame. All that good stuff. I did the cards where you had the florals. You can do it on the outside of that. Super, super fun. And if you're a Patreon member, you get the extended version with the extra tutorial of fauna on the black paper. So yeah, you can have so much fun with that. And then the Patreon members get the extended version on the black paper. You can just take the same things that I just showed you here and put it on black paper. They have black watercolor paper, believe it or not, or just even use some craft paper. If you want to do the bleed like this, you can't do it on black paper. You could do the bleed, and you could paint an intense black background, and then use the watercolor that way. But you'll have to fill it all in. It could be a pain in the neck because you're not going to get these beautiful bleeds on black paper. You need it on white paper. Yeah, so I hope this was fun. If you have any questions, leave in the comment section. And happy painting some cards with metallics. Enjoy. Take care. Thanks for stopping by.